Hey you! You're watching a clip from the DynamiteGizmo podcast. This is not the full episode, but if you want to see the full episode, make sure to click the link in the description. And remember, like, comment, subscribe. Do it now! Here's the clip. Conor McGregor might actually be coming back. Conor McGregor has reportedly been asking for his contract back for 15 days straight now, according to himself. There's no official opponent announced, but there is speculation. On the night of Strickland versus Hernandez, which was last weekend, Conor posted a picture of the welterweight rankings that showed up on screen during the broadcast. Let's show it here, shall we? Can we take a zoom in here? He took a picture of the screen and posted this. Huh? Pretty suspicious, if you ask me. That alone is a subtle hint. If he comes back, it looks like it's going to be at welterweight. So who could it be? Initially, myself and many others speculated that it was going to be Mauricio Ruffy. But even then, and still now, I said the same thing. Ruffy is lightweight. So unless Conor can still make 155, that fight doesn't happen. But what if it's someone else? What if it's the next big thing? Because that same night, Conor also posted this. All right, and these are all deleted tweets. He got rid of them. He posted and got rid of them. It's a no-name up next for me, possibly, folks. And as you know, I don't give a fuck. I accept. Send the contract, lads. Conor McGregor's deal. It's a no-name up for me next, possibly. When Conor says there's a no-name up next, and he posts the welterweight top 10, you can start to connect some dots. Is he fighting someone in the top 10? Henry Cejudo speculates that it's going to be Carlos Prates. Interesting. Now, there's no confirmed legitimacy to that. How would Henry know? Where would that information even come from? But it's interesting that Carlos Prates is the new name that's been thrown out. Because here's the thing. Hardcore UFC fans know Carlos Prates isn't a no-name. But to casual fans, he's not a household name at all. They don't even know who he is, probably. He's in that perfect middle ground right now. Not too high in the rankings, not too low, has momentum, has upside, dangerous enough to give Conor serious problems. It's the same logic I applied to Ruffy. If Carlos beats Conor on a White House card, he instantly goes from a no-name to the man who beat Conor at one of the biggest stages ever. That launches him. That creates a brand new star. But here's where it gets complicated. All of those tweets from Conor have since been deleted, as I just said. And he very much often does this. So how do we interpret that? Is the UFC telling him to stop talking? Is he just tweeting recklessly and cleaning it up later? Or is he saying things that are true, letting the media run with it, and then removing the evidence? On Monday, Conor tweeted this. Can I zoom in here? Oh, can't. Fuck. That's okay. We have many announcements at McGregor Sports and Entertainment. What even is that? Is that his company? But anyway, ever since the White House card was announced, Conor has been speaking about it. Speaking about being on it, manifesting it. That's always been Conor's thing. He's a massive advocate for the law of attraction. And years ago, a fan asked him for a book recommendation. And this was his response. Oh my God, we got a lot to go through here. Jeez Louise, Poppy. Let me just scroll forward here to the correct position. Here we go. Conor McGregor on the law of attraction.
I have many mentors.
Is there any books that you recommend that was a really good book for you growing up?
one that changed my life was the Secret, the Law of Attraction, the book on the Law of Attraction.
Yeah.
That was what changed my
One
life.
last thing.
Here you go, man. This is it. I gotta go.
The Chandler fight.
Check this. Look, we're in New York City, and now Forge Irish Stout has a footprint in bars across
How
New
cool
York
is that,
City.
man?
Man, the work that goes into it is very.
Okay, we don't got to keep watching this, okay? But by the way, I read The Secret, and it's a fan-fucking-tastic book. I highly recommend any of y'all people go read that. He has built an entire career of speaking things into existence. After he knocked out Jose Aldo, I don't know if you saw this post-fight speech, but this is what he had to say. Very, very, very much law of attraction-esque.
How do you predict these
if you can see it here, and you have the courage enough to speak it, it will happen. So I see these shots, I see these sequences, and I don't shy away from them. A lot of times people believe in certain things, but they keep to themselves. They don't put it out there. If you truly believe in it, if you become vocal with it, you are creating that law of attraction, and it will become reality.
Wow, beautiful words, but we've seen it enough. Okay? That was Prime Conor. That was the OG version, the one that made everyone believe anything is possible. So even though people joke that Conor died competitively, that old school mindset still exists. The problem is, we've been let down so many goddamn times over the past couple of years. After Mayweather, after Khabib, after Poirier, we were hopeful for UFC 300, then 303, and there was another planned return that never actually materialized as well. There was a time when Conor was the most reliable superstar in the sport. He'd fight anyone, and he'd always show up. That hasn't been the case in recent years. So I'm not fully buying into the White House return yet. We're inching closer to it. Still no official announcements, no confirmed number of fights, no confirmed title fights. As it stands, cards are booked through April 25th. We're heading into March. June isn't far away. Time is running out for the UFC to start revealing what is actually going to be on the card. Dana has said that the card is already figured out and that there are two options. That could mean a lot of things. Originally, I thought if Conor was on this card, he would have to be a main event no matter what. But if someone like Carlos Prates, if it's someone like Carlos Prates, he might not even headline. He could be a featured bout. Trying to predict how the UFC builds this card is nearly impossible. Historically, when we think we know what they're going to do, they go in a completely different direction. But I'll keep speculating. I'll keep trying to piece it together, because once Dana announces this White House card, I believe it's all going to be announced at once. Every fight announced together. And I believe it's going to be 6 or 7 fights total, just as What's-His-Face said. Right now, the only fight I'm confident that will be on the card is Gaethje versus Topuria, and likely Pereira versus Gane for either the interim heavyweight title or the vacant heavyweight title. And one final thing on this Conor note. Conor said this in a response to someone who posted a comment. Conor versus Chandler or nothing. And then Conor wrote, "It should be that, yes." Okay? That means fucking nothing. It should be that, yes. Okay? That just means him saying, yes, it should be that. Okay? So don't fucking peel into that. Anyway, let me ask you this, my guy. If Conor's opponent really is a no-name, who do you think it is?
Tap here to watch the full episode of the Dynamite Gizmo podcast.